Okay, so we're here with the president of Tata Consultancies, who will be speaking today on innovation in technology to spur growth, as far as I understand, in a panel later on today. Right, well, I'll let you explain it to us better. Tell us a bit about why you came today and why you think that this is important for the next steps in growth, if that's okay.
Well, EBS is an important event where the business leaders and policymakers are there together. And Europe is a very important market for TCS. We've been here for long, since 74. We are investing hugely here. And this market has been good for us. This is the second biggest market for TCS and has grown last year very well, and we're expecting good growth in the coming years. So it's an important market, and therefore it's important for me to be here.
What does it mean specifically? What does the digitalization for growth, even in your industry, what do you see concretely happening as an ideal, let's say? Well,
See, I think the digital is a word which, in our point of view, is a confluence of different technologies. The technology around social media, the mobile, and the sensor devices that are out there in the world today, right? As well as the analytics and the big data and cloud and so on. So all of this combined together is what is the power of digital. Now, the digital is truly beginning to transform the companies. It's already happened in some sectors. If you look at the media world, especially the publishing world and the music industry, that's got transformed completely. Advertising, for instance, and how advertisings are getting targeted. Retail, for instance. So some of them have been forced to change as a result of this digital tsunami that came towards them. And for some other industries, it presents a great opportunity for them to do something more proactively in order to capitalize on this digital world that is with us today. That's on the industrial side, on the business side. If you look at the government and government departments, again, there is a huge opportunity to deliver better value for citizens, to have better interactions with citizens and government, better governance, and there are some very, very good examples of that happening already. So if you look at
could it apply to you?
To us in TCS? Yes. Well, TCS is in the heart of all these things. We are an IT consulting and services firm. So, for instance, in the UK, there was a big initiative from the government to launch a pension product for 7 million people who are currently not saving at all, right? So it's a problem for the future, and the government wanted a scheme whereby they can have a very low-cost, high-trust scheme where these people would start to save. And TCS was a partner for that scheme. And we have used all digital technologies there to ensure that people are comfortable, it's trustworthy, and it's already launched in a record quick time. So that's a good example.
Okay.
If you see examples in the developing world, like in India, we have brought in very good governance through the Ministry of Company Affairs, where it used to take days and days for companies to file their papers and register. Today it can be done in a matter of hours. And these kinds of transformations are possible through the digital that we are talking about. So it's hugely important for betterment of society, for the governments to operate well in governance, and companies to transform and deliver better experience for the consumers.
Well, definitely coming from a media perspective, I can say that I 100% agree with your. Reforming media has been our main business basically for the last 4 years because of technology, and luckily we embraced social media very quickly. So great. Actually, we've been doing a pension report on every country in Europe for the last 10 weeks, and then we'll be covering all of the year of 28 countries. So I'd be really interested in perhaps getting some more from your company on this scheme with the UK, because the UK we will be covering eventually. Okay, you have to excuse my ignorance, because the Tata for me, which is what Abhinav's title is, usually means cars. So I wasn't well prepared to see that the consulting is. So this is a great development.
We have been around for some time. We started in 68. Yeah. In Europe, we've been operating since 74, 75. Right. Today, we are 270,000 consultants worldwide, and we are amongst the top 5 consulting companies globally in the world. So, yeah.
Are there any other examples you could give us apart from this pension one, or is it a section in the digitalization?
There are numerous examples how digital is transforming the entire world of retail, for instance, right?
Right.
How people are, the retailers are operating in very thin margins. So how do you give a better experience? So retailers have been affected by a lot of online sales through, the Amazons and the eBay. So the people who are having shops and stores, they have to transform themselves. And how do they do that? And digital comes into play there very strongly.
Does that mean you would have an opinion on this bill that just passed in America of potentially taxing online sales?
I think, no, I don't have a, sort of a point of view there, but definitely what seemed to be fair was that the businesses which had investments in shops, they seem to be under a different regime as opposed to those who set things up online, where they had a different regime, somehow had to be addressed. And I guess this is probably one step that takes to address that, leveling the playing field, as it were. Yeah.
Do you still keep a tinge or a preference for the car industry as well? Like, it's been interesting to see how the digitalization of cars in America, especially practically becoming an accessory for an iPhone, for example, and does that still pique your interest, or you don't feel?
No, I think we work in different industry segments.
Yeah.
So I talked about the pensions and banks and retail and so on. So we also work in other industries. So automotive is a big segment for us. And if you look at any car today, the car has more software than what it had before. So, it's very reliant on digital technologies. And we are working with a number of players in the cars, right, in terms of ability for the cars, for the diagnostics. So you can plug into the cars your, an iPad or a PC, and it will suck all the information to diagnose what is wrong with the car. So those kind of technologies exist. The whole infotainment that you're talking about, that's a huge progress that has been made. And we are also working with some telcos where it's called a connected vehicle program. So you have an iPad and iPhone at home. How do you get that kind of experience in your car? But keeping in mind the safety and health and safety are prominent issues when you're sitting in the car, not the user interface that you're used to. So bringing it all together is a great opportunity to deliver better experience for consumers. And we are working with both telcos and automotive players in delivering this kind of experience.
All right, thank you very much.